So I'm gonna chase my dreams. I'm chasing them, baby. I'm chasing them. I don't know where they're gonna take me, but I hope they're gonna take me somewhere nice. Take me somewhere nice, dream.
Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up, run it on me. Look at these blessings, these blessings, these blessings, these blessings, these blessings, they rained it on me. Look at my God, I don't chase dreams, mama. I don't got my dreams chasing me. I don't work hard, no, I don't work hard at all. Shit just be coming to me. That's my word. I will not work another 9 to 5. Talk that shit. Press me, getting popped right in the eye. Smack that trick. Get in the way of my dreams, you gotta die. Yeah. And if your bitch come around me, use a single guy. Run me up, bitch. Got this truck fit. Yeah, just cause I live law attraction, still a nasty thing.
Yeah. Welcome back, baby, to another one. You see it. We're back, baby. Consistency is the key. And we're back with another one. Welcome back to Blame the Victim Podcast. I'm your host, JC Best. And damn, we got a hell of a show tonight, baby. First off, let's go right to the couch. Man, do I pick him or do I pick him? Just the most beautiful, professional, funny guest that one could ask for. Shay, how you feeling, beautiful?
Oh my goodness, thank you, JC. You're too much. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I won't complain.
It's like chocolate and vanilla today. Like look at the spectrum I got going
and
on.
ivory.
Yeah.
You got your light skinned friend. Oh my God.
Melanin, baby.
I cannot.
We were talking about pimping earlier. You see it. Yeah.
Shut up.
Shay, so glad to have you back, baby. You're looking great. How you feeling? You feeling
I'm feeling good, JC. I'm thankful to be here.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about our guest today.
Yeah. Well, speaking of our guest, man, we're calling her now. I had a whole big thing lined up, okay? But we're saying the comedian attorney.
That's
okay? Something really light, but you know, Miss Melanie Mary has bars. Melanie, welcome to the show.
A little light work.
Thank you for having me, JC.
Literally, you have bars and you passed the bar.
I did. I passed the bar in California and Georgia, so I'm barred in multiple states.
Barred up, baby. You also look so beautiful, Mel. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you. Of course. Thank you for having me.
Mel, we've got multiple legal things to talk
Oh, boy. Okay.
Okay, so we really need you. I want to delve into this, first off, this comedian attorney thing. So the comedy community is respecting you as a comedian who practices law now. What's that about?
Absolutely. I just did D.L. Hughley's show at the Ice House in Pasadena this past Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one of the kings of comedy. So if the king of comedy has knighted me, then I am official.
Okay, let's go, baby. We like official.
That's fucking fire.
Mel, does he know that you're an attorney as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because celebrities need attorneys. Right about now, we need you, you know, and a little sense of humor.
Who said you was a celebrity?
Mel, this is a manifestation podcast. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
Mel, yeah, we need you, Mel.
Okay.
So Mel is drinking, Shay is drinking. I'm not drinking, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna plug them. Okay, you get no free promotion.
I know that's
but we're
right.
not drinking, and guess what? I was praying to the universe to help me to stop drinking, and he delivered, or she delivered, or the cosmos delivered. Every time I pray, they deliver.
Now, what happened? You got a DUI?
I was vicious on the night of September 19th.
Oh, boy.
At 3 a.m. I was viciously attacked
What?
by an illegal immigrant who I live with.
Not the one who took the journey through all the countries.
I was viciously attacked, and I defended myself. As you can in this great country. We wrestled him down to the ground. He grabbed and squeezed my testicles. No Diddy.
Pause.
And I defended myself by biting him in the face.
Oh, shit.
Is this the one you gave a nigga pass to?
No. No.
This
George
your
would never do that.
Was this your roommate?
This was a roommate.
A room. How many roommates you got?
In the halfway house.
Oh,
yes.
Lord. Okay.
And, you know.
This story just keeps getting worse.
Everything was on camera, so they have cameras, so
Okay.
they have the whole thing.
Did you get arrested?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, you got your foot broken? You got
Yeah,
your testicle
and
squeezed?
I I defended myself very well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
So-
you Jack, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. He got. I mean, it was really not a good look.
What
for
the
him, so.
fuck?
Now this is the thing. Okay.
Was he high or drunk?
He was inebriated.
Okay.
Whew, he was inebriated. Okay. And yeah, one thing led to another. I was speaking to another roommate. Now the camera that he showed the cops or that the detectives have was not the halfway house cameras.
Okay.
It was his own phone. He set up his phone almost to set me up. This is what I found out later.
Oh, wow.
He set up his phone and he was baiting me. He was baiting me into an argument. And I was speaking to somebody else. He got into the argument. He's in my facial. This is assault, right, Mel? Now, once you enter someone's personal space, isn't that assault?
Well, you can defend yourself if you have a reasonable belief that you are about to be under the threat of serious bodily injury or death.
I felt threatened.
It has to be a reasonable belief, though. But if someone is invading your personal space, because assault could be spitting on somebody,
Right.
It could be pushing them. It
Right.
could be, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it could be doing this. Like if I like if she thinks I'm gonna punch her, like you know,
Right.
she can defend herself.
But the way that it was presented to me almost was just because I basically won the fight really good.
But who started? Who was the primary aggressor? Who was the initial aggressor?
Okay, so there was a lot of gay slurs being thrown. It was a lot of bravado. There was a lot of, you know.
Somebody called you gay?
Yeah, he called me gay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
he
that
called
shouldn't
me
make
gay.
you mad if you not.
Well, it didn't make me mad. It made
Okay.
me
No, did
very happy to roast.
Okay.
And I roasted the fuck out of him.
Okay.
Bad. I mean, bad. And he got upset.
Oh, he got his feelings hurt.
He got his feelings hurt. And he got in my area. And this, to me, is
Oh yeah,
an
no.
attack.
Like I would never like get in Shay's face.
You can't
Like,
do that.
No, unless I was gonna kiss her, but I'm not gay. No, Diddy.
Okay, well. Listen,
Is there stand your ground laws in California?
No,
though?
that's Florida. Where?
Well, that's the so if there's no self-defense. So if you like,
You have. I mean, you have self-defense if someone is threatening to harm your body or kill you.
Oh, okay,
So,
but
yeah.
I've been hearing that California has very
I've been
weak
hearing it too.
self-defense
That's
laws.
not. That's not true because again, I mean, we have very strong gun laws, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not unlike New York. But as far as like self-defense is an absolute defense. Well, it's an imperfect defense, meaning it's a rebuttable presumption, meaning you have to prove that you were acting in self-defense. It's not like for instance, consent is a complete defense to sexual assault, right?
Right.
But self-defense is an imperfect defense, meaning when you raise it, you still have to prove it.
Got it.
So yeah.
Well, the cameras didn't help me.
Okay.
The cameras everywhere didn't help
Okay.
me. And him kind of framing it, I think, was weak. But the bottom line is, these guys scared the hell out of me. Okay, the halfway house basically was like, detectives are showing up here.
I'm just curious why you in a halfway house, but maybe that's another episode.
Man, this
okay.
is, you're
Another
you're
episode.
three
Okay.
episodes too late, Mel.
Okay, it's okay.
I
but-
managed the halfway house before I left
Okay.
this past weekend.
Okay.
So the bottom
That
line
makes
is,
sense. Okay, all right.
I'm
As
no
long as you
longer-
weren't like a resident, like you were like an RA, like a resident advisor.
It
like,
was almost like an RA.
okay.
It was like
on the
an RA.
last episode, the guy you.
He was not on the episode.
wow.
No, we did a whole halfway house episode. They came on the show.
That's crazy.
That's
Nah, because my
pretty
mom
crazy.
was in a halfway house. She did 10 years of federal prison, and then she went to the halfway house.
And you're
Nice.
a freaking attorney.
I am. Both my parents are felons, and they got together.
Fucking
Said,
story.
They said, "What was a felony?" Melanie.
Hilarious.
Yo,
That's a joke I do.
that's
Melanie,
a
I
360.
moved out. This is my 5th fight, so it was done.
Oh,
This is
okay.
the last one.
Yeah, I think after 5 fights, yeah, it's time to go.
You know, I'm too pretty to be fighting.
Oh my God.
Yes, you are.
I'm a humor guy. I'm not a fighter. all
And you
right?
don't need no man squeezing your balls, okay? That should be only women.
That's
He
wild.
squeezed my balls, and it forced me to bite him, which is my story. Now, this is the thing. The last time I talked to the cops, he was like, "It sounds like two guys fighting." I really don't understand how they're threatening me like I don't see how I could get in trouble for this. It's just a fight. Like, we fought. I don't see how if I win the fight, does that automatically mean I'm the one that's gonna, they're talking about 4 or 5 years, just throwing bullshit at me. This is like not true.
Wow.
Do you have an attorney? I mean, I can't help you, but I have friends that do criminal defense, so I can give you a referral.
I have a little public defender that I'm dealing with.
Okay. Well, if you want to spend some money and get a good result, I would recommend an attorney.
But just in terms of pure,
But I mean, because like 5 years, that's felony. Because like, are they charging you with like felony assault and battery? Because like first offense should be misdemeanor.
no,
Unless-
I don't have any prior major stuff on my
because you
record.
fucked them up that bad. they trying to make it a
They're
felony.
saying that it was pretty bad, but listen, I didn't. It wasn't a malicious bite.
Yeah.
It was just, hey, get off my balls.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you were defending yourself, so
Yeah.
I mean, I still would hire an attorney, but that's me.
Okay.
Because
Right.
the problem with public defenders they are swamped. So I mean,
Right.
what is it worth to get a felony conviction not on your record?
Okay.
What is it worth? Because that affects your housing, that affects your ability to vote, that affects
Right.
your ability to own a firearm. So there's a lot of ramifications because most public defenders want you to plea because they don't want to try cases. They're too swamped.
Well, I went down and I filed some charges against him.
Okay.
What is it called? Stay away from me. What's that one?
Oh, a restraining order
Yeah, I filed a restraining order against.
or protective order. I don't know what it's called here, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a strong defense is a strong offense type of thing.
I understand.
So, I also feel threatened. Blah 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 blah. But like, come on, man, this to me is ridiculous. He's got no injuries, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, did he go to the hospital? Emergency?
He did go to the hospital.
Okay.
Do you know that I went to the hospital to check on my?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta check
testicles?
your balls. Make sure the swimmer's still swimming.
Did they
Went
hurt
to
when you pee?
the fucking hospital. He's there at the hospital in the emergency room.
Hilarious.
Oh
So
my
y'all both ain't got no health
goodness.
insurance. Okay.
He called the cops at the hospital.
Y'all both got Medi-Cal.
He called the cops at the hospital and said, "I feel
What?
threatened." I was like, "Okay, he's playing the game. He's playing the game."
Does he? What type of drugs does he do?
Yeah, he does drugs.
Mm-hmm.
He does drugs, hard drugs. Yeah.
It sounds like it's giving meth.
It's giving meth.
Yeah, it's given meth. No, I don't.
No,
wanna,
no.
I don't want to say that allegedly.
Because crack makes people strong.
Allegedly, there is footage of him smoking on a pipe. I don't know what was in.
Well, it could be meth or crack. It could be crack. It could be crack meth.
Yeah.
The hybrid.
Well, I don't do
Yeah.
drugs. I don't do drugs. I have never done drugs, so you can test me and all that, and you're not going to find anything but him. So I really think I could defend myself.
I think you have a
really
strong
think-
defense, but as the saying goes, the attorney who defends himself has a fool for a client, so I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've defended myself, but like in traffic stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I'm not going to hire somebody for that. But like,
Right.
Yeah.
You would even get yourself an attorney.
Absolutely. I got a DUI. I hired an attorney.
Okay.
And I could have represented myself because I've done DUIs before, but like, I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
I got to separate myself from, you know what I mean?
Speaking of great men, who are going through things and need an attorney, let's talk about Diddy.
Okay.
Melanie, I grew up with Diddy.
I did too. I mean, I'm 42, so like he's my generation, like the soundtrack of my childhood. Total, Little Kim,
Bro.
Biggie, Faith, Mary J. Blige. Yes, he was the soundtrack.
What about
of my
the Benjamins? Like, what's up?
The Locks.
Bro.
But y'all know when Biggie died, y'all didn't side-eyed him.
No, I
was like
never
seven.
did.
No,
I
because
never.
he died.
I
He
was
died in
eight.
California. That's why.
I was 8, and I was like, Puffy looks suspicious.
I was 14.
What?
I'm old.
This is so
fucking
new
great.
information to me. Finding that he's culpable, potentially culpable in the Biggie and Tupac.
Yes, I used to. He all of a sudden he just appeared everywhere, like the every step. They
Yeah.
played that shit over and over.
They did.
He was just glowing. I'm like,
He was
I'm
cry-
8 years old, but I'm like, this nigga look.
He was
looks
crying on the
suspicious.
interviews. I felt so bad for him. He lost his best friend. I was like, oh my God, I feel so sad.
Well, now everything's being called into question, including the mother of his children, Kim Porter. And and that book is totally fraudulent. So I don't even want to talk about
really?
it. That book,
Okay.
that book is completely
Oh,
fraudulent.
supposedly she wrote a book about how he's a monster. That's
Yeah,
just,
that's not.
Y'all
It's
don't
not
think
real.
He whacked
Okay.
her?
I think so, but still, I
She
don't
was over
think.
there in the valley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I don't. She didn't write that book. Just
Okay.
yeah.
All right. First of all, let's separate the real from the fake.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the stuff he's being accused of, and
Okay.
then let's talk about the legal ish.
Sure.
First off, let's just have a little fun with it. He's being accused of everything. Okay. I have heard he's done every freaking crime.
Yeah.
So like, all right. So down the list, man, they said that he killed. He had to do with Biggie and
Yep.
fucking Tupac's
Tupac,
death.
yep.
Both of them. What? Okay, that's nuts. There was some sort of 1994 thing, like a riot or something he caused. You heard about this? There was a riot he caused at a school in 94. Several people died. Okay. He
Was it
remembers
Howard?
that. Yeah. He's being accused of poisoning one of his sons, Albie Shore's father. Or
I believe
one of his son's
that.
father, Albie Shore.
I believe that.
Yeah, this is all, yeah. He's being accused of killing Kim Porter, his
Yeah.
ex. Bro.
Well, she died under mysterious circumstances, so yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
so-
they said it was like pneumonia. Did they say like pneumonia or something? Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2017, 16.
So first off, there's this thing where they're saying like rich, very elite rich people, they are able to poison you and go undetected. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be like bang bang. They can actually like put stuff in your food or have stuff in your food and you can just like slowly die of heart stuff. Have you heard?
Ask the Russians. I mean, they are fucking masterminds of assassination and slow death.
Mel, I got to get my hand on some of this shit. Okay,
Who you trying to kill? You trying to kill the victim in your case?
Who's the real victim, Mel? Who is the real victim?
You know,
I bid him to protect myself.
He had to get a tetanus shot.
Yeah, right. Well,
sidebar, Hitler had women who would taste his food, taste testers.
oh, I like
Or
that.
women who would taste his food because he was often like, you know.
Fearful of being poisoned.
Yeah.
Whatever stuff has Puffy done, guys? Come on. What else have you heard? Because I'm just hearing everything on YouTube. It's like a new video drops.
Sex trap. We all heard about the freak offs,
Right.
But it's so it's. I feel like this really got in when you're, I guess, when you're crossing state lines with.
Okay, let's talk. There's two different things. Number one, freak off is a what? And I'm so tired of white people. Stop saying freak offs like this. Like it's not. It's
never
a
heard of
fucking
it
freak
until
off.
it-
It's a freaky, nasty, fun party. Okay, it's not. He was at a freak off. Like, first off, what's wrong with the freak off? Can someone tell me what is wrong with the freak off? Because I
These
see
were
no problem
paid
with it.
commercial. It's a commercial prostitute, so they consented.
What is a freak off, Mel? I don't know what it is.
Well, I don't know.
I thought I know what it is.
I don't know the legal definition of a freak
Just
off.
give me the black definition,
Well,
Mel.
the black definition, it requires 1,000 bottles of baby oil and 1,000 bottles of lube and 784 dildos.
Who's using all that fucking baby oil? I don't even like
still
baby
there.
oil like that. Like, I
Yo,
mean, I
I've
like
had
the
the same-
shininess shit, but
I've had the same bottle of baby oil for 9 years. I bought it from Dollar Tree on Vine and Lexington. The Dollar Tree is gone. My baby oil still remains.
I collect baby lubricants.
is that how the skin is popping?
Coconut.
Chet?
I mean, I do. Every time I see it, I'm like, let me grab the baby oil. Let me grab the Vaseline.
A freak off is essentially an orgy where people are fucking, having sexual relations, and people are watching.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like an orgy to me.
It sounds like an orgy.
Yeah.
So to me, inherently, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, unless you're videotaping without their knowledge. Is that the issue here?
Well, so there's a couple of things, JC. First of all, they were paid commercial sex workers. That's true, but also they were given drugs. So, and I don't know if they consented to those drugs or not. So I don't know if they were like roofied or put in their drinks or whatever.
Mel, let me stop you right there. Let's go slow.
Yes.
What's wrong with a commercial sex worker? Sex work is work.
I understand that, but just because you're a sex worker doesn't mean you consent to being drugged.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so the issue is not the fact that he had sex workers at these parties. The issue is that he's drugging the sex workers.
Drugging them and filming them without their consent.
Okay, so that's the problem. Because I was struggling. I was like, I've interacted with prostitutes on a professional level before, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, unless you're doing things without their consent.
Right.
Got it.
So I mean, like for instance, like if you were to get with a prostitute and you take off the condom in California, that's rape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now hold on. Are we talking about stealthing? Because that is a whole porn
What the fuck
hub.
is stealthing?
Well,
Oh, Lord.
stealthing is when you are having sexual relations, okay, with a partner, and it starts with the condom.
And it disappears.
That has a word?
And
I
it
didn't know
comes
that-
off accidentally.
Accidentally,
You
right?
know?
Oh my.
Some people
That's
actually.
rape in California.
Some people
Yeah.
are turned on by this. This is the whole thing. See, I can never. Some people are freaky,
Look,
okay, and a
look,
little open-minded.
JC.
And I can never understand what's the difference between being open-minded and breaking the law. It's a
Well,
very
so here's
fine
my
line.
thing. Like the fact that he had to provide liquid IVs subsequent to the freak offs. I'm like, and I do a joke about this. I'm like, I hope he had penicillin in those IVs,
Right.
Because they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil and 1,000 bottles of lube, but no condoms.
Right.
They didn't find 1,000 boxes of condoms. So you gonna lube me up, you gonna grease me up, you ain't gonna strap up? The fuck?
Hilarious.
Like, so I'm just like, so the fact that you have to literally resuscitate these people and bring them back to health after you have denigrated and drugged them and filmed them without their consent and sat there and masturbated and like, I mean, and it's crazy because the allegations, because this indictment.
Come on, man,
this
let's get to the legal stuff.
This
This
is
is
14 pages. These allegations essentially mirror Cassie's civil lawsuit, which she was paid for in a day. But
And what are you reading from? Allegations? What is this?
So this is the actual criminal indictment that was filed by the United States Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York. So this is the actual indictment because I am an attorney. I'm licensed in California and Georgia, and I'm not going to rely on the news to tell me what's in an indictment. I used to draft these. I started my legal career as a prosecutor in Fulton County, Atlanta, Georgia, which is where Fonnie Willis was prosecuting Trump before the whole her own freak off situation.
You better get it, baby. We love it. Okay, so run it down on us, Mel.
So he's been charged with 3 different allegations. So the first charge is racketeering. So that's under the RICO Act. The second charge is sex trafficking.
Okay, racketeering for the uneducated public. What is racketeering? Okay,
so let me read it from the actual United States Code, which is USC section 1961. So racketeering activity means any act or threat involving murder, kidnapping, gambling, arson, robbery, bribery, extortion, or dealing in a controlled substance. And sorry, because this is a long. Which is basically a part of a criminal enterprise. An enterprise includes any individual, partnership, corporation, association, or other legal entity. And any union or group of individuals associated, in fact, although they may not be a legal entity. So, like, for instance, a lot of people have LLCs as corporations, but a criminal enterprise under RICO does not need to be incorporated under, like, the laws of any state. It can just be an amalgamation or a combination of people who come together. So the allegations in the indictment are that the criminal enterprise, he was the head of it, but there were underlings, meaning security guards, schedulers, publicists that were assistants who were covering up, scheduling the hotel, scheduling the freak-offs, supplying the rooms with baby oil, flying out the prostitutes.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Are you saying that P. Diddy had an entire gang organization based off freak-offs? That's what, because usually mafia, the mob, they selling drugs.
Well, that's why I was like Junior Mafia. I'm kidding.
And one for Mel. Here we go. One for Mel. Let's get these punchlines going. Hold on. But Mel, do you get my point? The mafia, the mob, usually there's drugs, alcohol. Right. There's like some type of commerce, illegal commerce. Well, what's his commerce? Fucking freak-offs? What?
The commerce was him paying the commercial sex workers to come and be filmed against their will and be drugged against their will to have sex with his girlfriend Cassie, who didn't want to do that either. He also drugged her. He started dating her when she was 19.
Yeah, I remember when she was 19. A Delia's model.
Yeah, she was 19. And I thought about this, like, she wouldn't even made it in making the band. She can't sing.
Oh, no.
Hilarious.
She can't sing.
Okay, Mel.
She was a catalog model.
Shady Mel.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, so she wouldn't have made it unless she was doing them freak-offs. But it was the late 90s, early 2000s. It was a different time.
Mel.
But I mean, I'm not saying it's right because I didn't like what he did to her in the hallway. I don't like him drugging her. I don't like him forcing her to have sex with sex workers in front of him and him masturbating. Because if it was consensual, it would be nothing wrong with that. But the fact that he had to drug her to do that, that's what the problem was.
All right, so here we go, guys.
Yeah.
This show is not called Blame the Perpetrator. Okay? I'm sorry. It's not called, Blame the Illuminati. All right? Blame the fucking music producer. It's called Blame the Victim. Now, you get drugged once. I get it. But she was in a whole relationship with him for how many years?
She was with him for a long time. But I thought about this, JC, because I knew you were going to say that.
Okay.
So when I was 19, I was in a domestic violence relationship.
Okay.
This was the first man to tell me he loved me because I didn't have my father or my mother. My mother was in prison. My father disappeared. So I was raising my grandma. So I didn't have a father figure. Okay. And so this was the man who told me he loved me and also gave me an orgasm for the first time. Whatever. But
that's a stronghold.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you got good dick, but you beat my ass. Like, oh, you got a black eye. I'll make it.
Dick.
Right, exactly. So, but what I'm saying is, I stayed in that relationship for 5 years.
Right.
I stayed in that relationship for 5 years, from 19 to 24, because I didn't think I could do any better. He was telling me, oh, even your own father doesn't love you. I love you.
Right.
So it's like my young mind. So I thought about when she started dealing with him. She was 19. He was like 44. I'm 42.
Right.
So me dealing with a 19-year-old, I have the upper hand.
Right.
I can manipulate you.
Right.
I can shape you and mold you into what I want you to be, but I can also take advantage of you.
Agreed.
Because I have the experience of just time and wisdom.
So here we are, Mel. You are now 42, still
Yep.
looking beautiful, still
Thank
shining,
you.
still thriving in this world, telling your story about how and maybe there are young women watching this right now
Yeah.
who can glean something. Do not allow these men who are older than you to do these things.
Right.
Here you are telling this story. You wouldn't have been able to tell this story unless you went through it. So you as a victim did learn something, right, Mel?
I did, but it's like
Okay.
that was my first and last domestic violence relationship. No man ever put his hands on me after that because
No, you're literally proving my point.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. You're proving my point. This is my point. My point is you went through this and now you learned a lesson.
But I was
We're
in
not
it for
going to
5
do that
years
again.
though. So, but to say, oh, she could have got out. No.
No, I disagree. Mel,
Okay.
Could she have gone out? Yes or no? So hold on.
I mean, she did.
Does Cassie have
Actually-
nothing to learn from this?
No.
Wait,
She
let me give you,
did.
hold on,
Okay,
let me
okay.
give you guys some tea.
Okay.
Cassie used to be a part of P. Diddy, his abuse towards Kim. Did you know that?
I did
Cassie
see-
was the, allegedly, Cassie was the side girl. And you know how side bitches do.
But
You
she
know
was
they
still-
can't wait to replace the
But
main
she was
bitch.
still 19 though.
Let's run it again.
Okay.
Cassie had a role in the abuse or the what is it called? The instigation, okay, of how he treated Kim.
I did hear she was a mean girl.
And there we go. A mean girl replaces it and gets the same treatment. Sounds like karma to me.
But it's weird because he's what's the young lady, his first baby mama, his first baby mama?
Misa Hilton Brim.
And they
Her?
said she would run under the car. Like, it was one time where he was about to beat her ass, and she got out the car and ran under the car, ran under another car, ran across the street in New York, something like that. But apparently, like, Misa and Kim, like, they all become, it's like he let them all become friends. Like, they've all become.
This sounds like what women do, which is not take accountability. Here we go, guys. Ladies, there's always going to be rich and powerful men in the world who are going to be able to have ladies do whatever you won't. If you won't do it, they'll get somebody to do it. So here's a choice you have to make. You can either get involved with these men and have some wits about you, some standards, some I won't do this, or I'm ready to leave, or you can put up with it. But if you choose to put up with it, that's on you. Sorry, ladies.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I got a sidebar.
I'm so sorry.
I hate to admit this. I was in a situation.
Come
right?
on. Can we get some honesty, Shay?
I was in a
Please.
situation because I was homeless. And I was dating someone.
Oh, so you're a homosexual. Okay.
I was a
Love it.
homosexual
Got it.
for sure.
Okay.
Because I couldn't do the streets. So, you know, I was staying with somebody that I was fucking with. Found out this person. I knew they did a little drugs. They did cocaine. You know, I let that go.
Was
Later
it
on-
here? Because everyone does
It was
cocaine
here. It was
Yeah.
definitely here.
So what happened, Shay? He was beating on you?
One day he just went irate. He just went mad irate. And we got into a little tussle, right?
Wow.
I got body slammed, right?
Wait, you got body
I
slammed?
got body slammed.
okay.
I think men's strength is just crazy. Like, you
Okay.
guys could just bam, quickly. Shit was mad crazy. Long story short, I snapped back into reality. But I dealt with that. I didn't go back. That happened. I left.
Beautiful,
Bam.
Shay. But we're saying that you made a decision to put up with an abusive person so you could have a place to live.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
And low key, when I look at this Cassie thing, it was like another. It was a young Asian girl who came out a couple of
I remember.
months ago about the Diddy thing on Tasha K, and she was describing vividly what was happening, and it sounded so real. Like, I'm sure that has happened. And people were like, "Well, why are you coming out now?" And she was like, "I ain't gonna lie, the check stopped coming."
The checks stopped coming. I remember that interview.
She said the check stopped.
And
coming.
forgive me, but I don't see Cassie as how you gonna be a $30 million victim. Y'all better stop it, man. Come on, stop the cap, bro.
If I feel like in your head, like if you getting your ass whooped and then you getting wined and dined and all of these things, like you said, she was 19, and then
was
she ended
19.
up being with her like personal trainer.
That's how she got out. Actually, he's the one who saved her. Like, he got her out of it because they ended up getting married. They got like 2-3 kids now. Yeah.
He probably like really like tapped
He was just
in.
like, you don't have to put up with this.
and I could whoop his ass, but Diddy could kill.
Got it. 2 more minutes. All right, guys. So the bottom line is, Mel, he is being accused of racketeering, basically.
Sex trafficking.
I'm sorry. The big thing with the P. Diddy, forget Cassie for a second. I thought it was the fact that he had famous people there, some oligarchs, some princes, some celebrities. He was filming them without the consent. I thought that was the issue, is that there's a lot of powerful people who are engaging in these freak-offs, and they want those effing tapes.
So, I mean, there's no mention of that in the indictment.
Got it.
And a lot of people are saying that because he sued Diageo over his mistreatment or their lack of advertising Ciroc, and he actually won. That's what opened Pandora's box. Yeah. But I think Cassie had already asked for money prior to her filing the lawsuit, and he said no.
Right.
And
that was
then-
a dumb move on his part. That was
Yeah.
so stupid.
Wait, I'm sorry, Melanie. Can you go back? You said he's tried to sue Diageo or Diageo?
No, he did sue Diageo, and he won.
Diageo is the holder of.
They're liquor. They are basically a umbrella company for like to many liquor brands, and so I think it's also Ciroc and like Casamigos.
Who is
or like
that owned by?
Diageo is owned. I'm not sure who they're owned by, like BlackRock or something like that. I mean, they're
Definitely opened that shit up. And
yeah.
attacked.
So it's that's what they're saying is opened.
Mel, in your legal opinion, what's going to happen with P. Diddy?
P. Diddy is never getting out of jail.
Really?
Because the allegations, RICO can be up to life in prison. I mean, I think the minimum penalty is 20 years. The sex trafficking penalty is up to 20 years. The third count is transporting people across state lines for prostitution. That's up to 10 years. So he's done.
Really?
They won't give him a bond because the bond factors are you a danger to the community? Are you a flight risk, which he is? Your community ties, the nature of the allegations, and your criminal history. Now, we all know that Shine took the fall for him and did 10 years in prison for the allegation of the shooting in the New York club. And now Shine is saying Diddy ruined my life. But he was just on stage with him
Yep.
3 months ago.
Do you get
Yeah.
my point? Guys, I'm so sorry, man. And that's what kills me. That's what kills me,
Yeah.
guys. It's like, and it was the thing with the Me Too thing, too, is like, obviously, I don't want to see people get molested and stuff like that, but you guys are playing the game up until the game, and then all of a sudden, it's like, he ruined my life. It's like,
Well, and you're a
It's a
flight
little-
risk if you have your own plane. Like, even if you surrender your passport, you can still fly away. Like,
right.
What
know.
do y'all think about They say J-Lo should be with the whole lady who got shot in the face. She's saying J-Lo knows.
It was J-Lo's gun.
Oh, I
Bro,
think they said
did-
Diddy gave J-Lo the gun to carry in a club.
These guys are so in the thick of this stuff, man.
And J-Lo
But everyone's
lied against
so.
the
This is what my take is, man.
stand.
I'm gonna be honest. This is a hot take. All right, we're gonna see what happens. Okay, I think he mirrors the black. What's the white guy who got suicided?
Epstein?
Epstein.
Okay, Epstein. Okay.
All right. I think P. Diddy's a little Epsteinish. Okay.
No,
I
Epstein
think,
is way worse.
fine.
And that's why he was killed in prison. He didn't commit suicide. He was killed.
Fair
Because
enough.
if Trump was on that list, if Bill Clinton was on that list that flew to Epstein's island, like
That's the problem. So
Yeah.
Epstein had dirt on other people.
exactly, that's why he got
Guys,
killed.
I think Diddy's got dirt, guys. I think Diddy's got dirt.
I don't know.
I think Diddy's got dirt on some princes.
Which prince?
I don't know if I want to say names, man, because I like these people.
Okay.
Don't
All
say
right?
the name. Save your.
But some other celebrities too. I think he's got dirt on celebrities, and I think when you have dirt with powerful people, deals can be made. I think deals can be made. So I don't think Diddy is actually going to go to jail for a long time. I think he's going to get a slap on the wrist,
I don't.
or he's going to get killed. He's going to get unalived.
It might be the second one
Yeah.
because I don't think he's getting out because even if he cut a deal, the minimum he would do is 20 years.
The minimum.
With the best Jewish lawyer.
Yeah, 20 years.
Oh, Jews, you can do better than that. Okay, come on. I know a Jew up the street that's going to help me out, bro. I know y'all can do
You
better
gonna
than that,
spend-
man. 20
They say
years?
all you need is 5 bands and a Jewish lawyer.
Oh boy. All right. All right. Thank you so much, Mel, for lending us your expertise.
Esquire.
We love that, man. Mel, what's going on with you? Where can the people find you? What you got going on? What you got to plug?
Well,
with?
please follow me on all social media. I'm mostly active on Instagram, so you can follow me at the Melanie Mary, TheMelanie the Melanie Mary. I do legal commentary. I put in my comedy clips. I may do a little singing, but you're gonna get some good content.
Awesome.
And I have a show at Black House in North Hollywood Saturday. I think it's the 5th of October.
We love it.
Yes.
Thank you, Mel, so much for coming on the show. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, man, you see us rising, right? You see our guests rising, okay? I used to fucking have guests at a halfway house. Fuck these motherfuckers, okay? Now the guests that we have are, books, Arthur. You know, we read here, okay? We read on the Blame the Victim podcast. And, man, we got a special guest who's the author of the Shut the Fuck Up Method. Man, I have been so excited. I've been trolling this guy. I've been stalking him for a few weeks, and we're so lucky to have him on the show, Jorge Perez. So we'll be right back after these messages.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President Mr. Trump, for the moment, steps away for the
What a great
inaugural
honor to
address.
be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere.
My first question is it a challenge to do satire in the age of President Trump?
SNL having some laughs over the big Russia story, another chapter in a new era of comedy under Trump. As other comedians say, but they're actually bummed out. Quote, it's hard to be funny. You could talk about what you're frustrated about, but life has gotten very scary and absurd, says Judd Apatow. It's a whole new ball game.
I'm dumbstruck by the whole thing and incredibly sad. It's really, really, really depressing. Suddenly, all my comedian friends in America are just sort of, they're just dried up. They're just
struck down.
Suddenly realize it's not funny.
What do you think of the environment here?
I think it's really scary, as Judd said, and a lot of comedians, and I've said this before, we write jokes. It's hard to write jokes about Trump because he is a joke.
Jimmy Fallon. He apologized for humanizing me, the poor guy, because now he's going to lose all of us. If somebody would open a talk show at night, because the guy on CBS is what a lowlife, what a lowlife. I mean, honestly, are these people funny? There's no talent. They're not like talented people. Johnny Carson was talented.
Do you worry about this country? Are there things that really bug you that you can't say in the air?
I think one of the dangers, if you are a comedian, if you start to take yourself too seriously, your sense of humor suffers somewhere. I've seen other people, whose names I won't mention, who do humor. And then somewhere along the line, they start to want to make their views known. I try to do it humorously. And we've had some criticism on the show. Some critics over the years says, well, the show has no great sociological value. It's not deep. The Tonight Show basically is to amuse people, to make them laugh.
All right, Carson's right. The humor suffers, and we don't need that anymore.
It's not, I'll just say, the worst defense, it's not funny.
Yeah, well,
do you think comedy has a role to play right now with what's happening in America under Trump?
I think Trump's kind of bad for comedy.
You think? Really?
In a way, yeah. Most comics in the States are starting to do the same jokes just because Trump is so on everybody's mind.
Do you sometimes think, like, this is bigger than comedy? Like, I just want to speak. I don't want to try and get a laugh out of this?
Well, in my life, nothing's bigger than comedy. I love my genre, but it still is just still comedy, man. Like, you know, it's got to be in the spirit of levity because it kind of helps us get through tough times like this.
Yes, 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 and we are back, baby. Welcome back to the Blame the Victim podcast. I'm your host, JC Best. And as promised, our special guest of the evening, author, keynote speaker, talent agent, thought leader. You heard it right here on Blame the Victim. Give it up for Jorge Perez, man. Clap it up for him.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Jorge, you know, I'm honored to have such a distinguished guest on my, little humble podcast here, sir.
Well, dude, that was amazing. Like, I don't know how to follow up with any of what just happened. But I will tell you this, though. Like, the whole P. Diddy, Jeffrey Epstein thing. Like, there's that theory that Jeffrey Epstein for years was groomed to get intel from, whether it was, the people associated with the Clintons or the princes or whatever.
Right.
So he was, by, let's call it a country's intelligence, hired. Because here, if you think about it, he was just a business guy. What business did he have just gathering all these information to blackmail? So there's that theory that he wasn't really murdered, that he was just literally ticked out of here. Here's a new identity, fly away. So anyway, my point was that I could see that being, I agree. I don't think P. Diddy's going to be let off the hook just like that. There's no way. But the whole mysteriously he's murdered in jail and nobody knows about it. Now he's in some island. That I can see.
Some real Tupac shit.
All right.
But I mean, God, that was amazing. I don't know what to say anymore.
That was them.
Jorge, I did say this. I've been stalking you for a while. I don't know how you came across my feed one day, but the shut the fuck up method. This is so very, very interesting to me. And dude, I'm gonna say this, man. I've seen some of these other podcasts you're doing, some of these clips, and bro, I'm a little unimpressed with these podcasters. It just seems boring to me, a little bit boring. Okay, I'll be honest. And you, sir, do not strike me as boring. You strike me as someone. I see you dancing, like on your page, like you know, you say interesting things. Your book is called The Shut the F Up Method. You know, like so I don't know, man. You're a thought leader, but do you feel like a regular thought leader? Like do you feel like that?
I know. Is that what you've been like injecting me with brose all night? You're like, hey, like you want to see me getting loose, huh?
Hey, turn up.
We do loosen up our guests here. That's true.
No, listen, I we were talking a little bit about before. I do stand-up comedy for fun.
Just found that out. Did you guys know that?
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've done Ice Castle, right?
Yeah. Ice House.
I've done that one. I've done the Comedy Store.
Come on, Comedy Store.
I love storytelling. You know, I used to. It all started as a dare, actually. I used to always be the funniest guy in the room, and then somebody one day was like, "Well, why don't you get up on stage and do it?" And I did it, and it's fun. I love the almost like the cathartic therapy aspect about it. You let it out, and I love how comedy is two things, right? It's either surprise or you're relating something to someone can look at you and be like, "Oh my God, I know that guy," or "That's me."
Right.
And now in this book, I inject the humor in it, so I think it came in handy.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, I've never done a podcast like this, so I'm really excited. I love everything that you guys were saying, so I'm psyched.
Hey.
What is the shut the F up method? What like for the audience who is not familiar with you, tell us about this.
Well, I'll tell you the genesis of it, which I'll get it out of the way. So both my parents, they passed away from cancer pretty close back to back. My dad, 2019, thank you. My mom, 2022. And it took me on a deep dive of what happens when your parents pass from cancer. Everybody's like, oh my God, you better check your genetics, like what's going on. And I took a deep dive on the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he takes a deep dive on epigenetics, which is essentially like what is the effect of stress in the body, and how are your genetics really affecting your body, And what I learned, long story short, is that what sets off our genetic predispositions is stress.
Bro.
Being in a constant state of fight or flight.
Bro.
Studies are showing that we humans are about 70% of our lives in fight or flight, and that's not sustainable for the human body. 70%.
We're not hunting.
Yeah,
we're not going out and like getting the kill and bringing it home to our, caveman wife.
Yeah.
Like, why are we stressing like this?
Is it especially in the States?
I think it's universally. I think it's everywhere. And I think it has to do with, obviously media has changed a lot, the news, and how it is now. It's like we're looking at life and we're going, oh my God, things are really, really bad. No, they're not. We're just getting so much news.
Information.
We're overloaded by news. So the stuff that's happening today has been happening all throughout our lives. It's just that we're getting it now on 24-hour cycles. So it wasn't enough to just kind of understand the mechanics of our culture, right? In the book, I talk a lot about like CNN and Fox News. It doesn't matter what you look at. It's like they know that our primal fight or flight is looking for bad news. So that's what they're playing on the 10 o'clock news, on the 2 o'clock news.
Bro.
Listen, and it's a business. If I'm the advertising guy for CNN and you're Toyota and you're going, how come the 2 o'clock news was so high? And I'm like, oh, those were covering murder and rape and war. And you're like, great, keep those numbers going and I'll give you more money. Guess what? You have a family to feed. You want to go to Mexico next summer on that bonus. So you're trying to make your numbers. I'm trying to make your numbers. Everyone's happy. So they're not, CNN or Fox News, they're not in the business of taking care of our stress levels. They're in the business of eyeballs. So once we can see these things, not demonizing them, but seeing them as a business, then now we can play ball.
Oh man, Jorge, you are eating it up, brother. I love this. First off, Jorge, the producer of this show, Multi-Musicians LA. Let's give them a hand, man, because they are the producer of this podcast. We love this studio.
Sure.
The owner is my good buddy Jet, and I'm going to rag on Jet for a minute, okay? And he's Jewish. This is not an anti-Jewish thing, all right? This is no hate crime. This is just my good old buddy Jet, who is a little bit into the news and politics. Jet, yes or no? Jet constantly is in my ear about freaking, if it ain't Trump, is this, is that. And I got the same answers for him every single time. Like, no, I don't know. No, I don't know. He tells me story. No, I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. And Jet, you look at me like I'm the weirdo. Don't you kind of look at me like I'm weird because I'm not up on the freaking latest news? It's so funny where he said, I do not watch the news. People are telling me stuff that's supposedly is big. Bro, I do not watch the news. A little YouTube here and there about Diddy and shit, but outside of that, I can't. Jet, what do you think about what Jorge is saying? Do you think... what do you think, man? Do you think it's like it would be in our best interest to maybe give the news a break, brother? I gotta put you on the spot, brother. You're my favorite Jew. All right, this ain't a hate crime, but we just gotta come on,
They're
Jet.
watching the news like somebody.
Get on the God mic, Jet. Come on, man.
Here we go.
You know, all right, come on, Jet. Get over here and say your piece, because this is real shit, dude. Shay, no. Jorge, give Jorge's mic.
Well, I mean, you know, I didn't watch the news for a long time, and then I always looked for news and things in other areas, and you know, I can see a lot of things going wrong with the country and stuff like that. But I've always dug deeper, so I watch all the different news to try to figure out who's lying and who's not. But I also
How
do
the
a
hell are
lot
you
of
going to figure
other
out
stuff.
who's lying? They're all lying.
Well, here's the thing,
I
Jet.
don't know if they're all lying, but some are lying more than others. I mean, I think there's certain topics.
Of course, no. The Republicans are not lying as much as the
I'm not
Democrats.
saying that they're not lying. What I'm saying is these people are telling parts of the truth over here, and these guys are telling parts of the truth over here, and then all these other people are only getting parts of the information, and they're not really figuring it out. They're just believing whatever they're told. So you have to kind of dig through the layers.
Brother,
and,
you are
look for
dying
stuff.
prematurely. I'm telling you right now.
No,
you are
I'm not.
No, F that. You are stressing yourself out with this BS, brother.
I'm not really that stressed, honestly.
Okay, so now how the hell do you watch the news like that and not be stressed?
Because I'm filtering different things that I think are bullshit or things that I agree with or disagree with on all the different sides, because I have every kind of friend and I got every kind of relative, and you know, everybody, some people like my mom thinks it's going to be Hitler, and Trump is Hitler, and there's going to be swastikas and everything. And then I got other family members that think if Kama gets in there, it's the end of the world, and everyone's going to get
I think he's got a healthy approach to it. If you're looking at it as a scavenger hunt or entertainment, which I think he does, then you can have a healthy I'm not that guy. I'm just kind of I'm not even going to bother with it, because to me it's Star Wars. It's science fiction. It's completely
100%.
made up. It's entertainment. Right now they're just feed them what they want, so the numbers keep going high, and it's just boring.
No.
I look at it as
no.
entertainment.
I'll say there's a lot of independent people who are really digging in, okay, and then they're being shadow banned, and they're being blocked out. Okay, we went through the whole pandemic, and let's put it this way: they lied to us about the pandemic, and they fixed everything in so many ways. Okay,
Here we go.
All right, so
we can't do
hold
this.
on.
Listen,
Let me
I gotta
just
get
okay. All right, just let me finish what I'm saying. I'll let you. I'll finish up. But what I'm saying is they didn't just lie to us about the pandemic. You know, 20 years ago, Dick Cheney lied to us, and Bush lied, and all those people. The difference is they lied to us without really us seeing what happened. The thing is today that they're lying right in front of our face, and if you can't see what's going on, they're fine with that. But if you start to question anything, all of a sudden, now that's when they start to go after you. And you can say it's on both sides, which it is, but I'm saying I've seen a shift between sides, from one side to the other side.
Jen, we got to get to the guest, brother.
All right,
you know,
that's cool, but that's just all I'm saying here, and I'm going to let you go, is just keep your eyes open, turn over rocks, kiss toads, and don't believe what they're feeding you, because they already fed us 5,000 years of all this religious crap, and now they're just turning it into this. So it's the same
we
stuff,
don't believe what we're feeding you.
Same guy, different
don't believe what
uniform.
we're feeding you. Thank you, Jay.
brother,
Thank
thanks.
you, Jay.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Shay, take the mic, man.
Don't be getting on Jet like that. He is our Jewish
I
granddaddy.
love Jet, but
Jet is our
he's,
Jewish
you know.
grandpa who watch the news. Everybody, grandma and granddaddy be watching the news.
It is. It's too much. And I just, man, Jorge's such a breath of fresh air, brother, with the news. You're taking the news. Okay, so let's continue, man. Let's pick up there. So,
So the shut the fuck up method is a transformative approach on how to narrate not just your life, but the world. Okay, so it's not repression; it's mindfulness. It's
mindfulness.
It's taking that beat before somebody's like, "Hey, how's it going?" and your knee-jerk reaction is saying, "Life sucks." You go, "Life's unfolding, bro. Life is happening." And then they're like, "But what do you mean life is happening?" What I mean is that things are just taking their course, and I'm excited about things changing and transforming. Oh, so you're saying life sucks. I didn't say life sucks. I said life is happening. So how about we take some responsibility on how we narrate our lives?
Facts.
Because what happens is, and I'm now it's such an exciting time, man, because spirituality and science are like meeting, you know? Because the whole quantum field, and I'll tell you really quick.
Metaphysics, baby. Let's get into
So
it.
basically, everything in life exists as a possibility. Everything is floating right now, right? So we meet people. You're the observer. So you're like the action figure in this VR mode. Your spirit is like, okay, I'm in this human body. I'm gonna do this. So what happens is you observe something, and it's Kim's a bitch.
Yes.
And all of a sudden you call it out. You
Right.
go, you know what, Kim's a bitch.
Right.
You just locked in
Right.
those particles, so
Right.
she has to occur to you as a bitch.
Whoa!
So here we
Yes.
go.
Hold on, Shay. Wait a minute, Shay. Do you really get what he's saying?
Yeah, baby, I live for quantum physics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay,
now,
Shay.
so
All
now,
right.
so now Kim's appearing to you as a bitch, and you're going around going, she's a bitch. Look what
Confirming
she
it.
did
Feeling
to
in
you.
your
Look what she
bones
did to
that
me.
Kim's a
And she
bitch.
fucks your boyfriend, and you go, I knew she
Yes.
was gonna fuck my boyfriend.
Right.
And then we say this all the time, almost like to get like a psychic badge of honor. I
Yes.
told you she was gonna fuck me over.
Yes.
I told. But you should have shut the fuck up that she was gonna fuck you over a long time ago. But you
Okay.
kept saying that she was going to, and
Who are
you
you
created
channeling?
it into a self-fulfilling
You were just channeling
prophecy.
somebody in real life.
Channeling people all the time.
Shay goes into the weird
I
Haitian
love that
stuff.
stuff.
where-
You were.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I felt it
Jorge,
right here with us.
all right, so shut the fuck up. All right, so shut the fuck up can be two things, right? Because what I see here, you have chapter 3. You have enjoy the silence, or
I like
talk
that.
to us
Enjoy
about
silence.
taking a beat. Like there's two things with the shut the f up method, right? So there's taking a beat before you delve into negativity, and then there's also just silence.
So, the title of the book, The Shut the Fuck Up Method, I gotta say that it's a provocative title.
Yeah.
But what I really think it's a Trojan horse to an incredible, loving, graceful book that will hold space for everyone. I'm telling you, everyone gets a pass in this book, and I'll tell you why. Dude, you, me, you, we're all like the descendants of people that had to do a lot of fucked up shit to get here. No one made it to America because it was a little chilly in Europe, or it was a little uncomfortable in Africa, or wherever. So you and I, the three of us, are descendants of people that had to get on boats, lie, cheat, feel bad that they got on boats and somebody else didn't get on boats. So right now, we're the descendants, the genetic descendants of these people that had to do some shady shit, and we're wired to survive. But the problem is we're not surviving anything except for Amazon Prime coming in 2 hours late. So we're these gladiators wired to survive, but there's nothing to really survive except traffic, credit card bills.
Wow.
What am I gonna do with my life? So now add the news factor, add the fact that we're getting so much information, and now we're just stressing ourselves out when there's nothing to be stressing about.
Wow.
And what I mean by that is,
word.
in the moment, I don't care who you are, millions of people would love to be in your shoes.
Wow.
And we need to adopt a gratitude mindset. We need to wake up in the morning and grab a journal. I call it GAV, gratitude affirmations and visualization. And we need to write 4 things that we're grateful for. You're sleeping in a bed. You can breathe without any
so
pain.
right. Yes.
There's a roof over your
Jorge.
head. But we're not doing that. So what we're doing is we have to rewire the brain to constantly look for those things to be grateful for, and they're gonna keep appearing more and more.
Okay. Shay, go ahead, Shay. What do you got, Shay? Because this is, I'm like, I really, actually, you know what? Let me shut the fuck up. Let me just shut the fuck up. Go ahead, Shay.
This is like, I was just bitching earlier. Like, why the fuck are these gnats in my apartment? Fucking gnats. I live downtown near Skid Row or in Skid Row. Bitching.
Yeah.
Bitching.
It's an addiction. We have an emotional addiction.
Jorge, what would your
Let me
method?
tell you something that I did right before I got here.
Yeah.
Because this was right before I got here. So I went to visit a friend that I was his caretaker in a retreat, and he's this guy with ALS. Do you guys know ALS?
The Ice Bucket Challenge.
So yeah, it's a neurological.
Yes.
Yeah, I love you.
Yeah. I remember.
It's amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Yes. So it's a disease that inhibits your motor skills in your body, right? Let me tell you something. I used to see people in wheelchairs, and I used to think they were either born that way or they got into an accident. No, motherfucker. These are people that were just like any of us three that literally one morning they woke up and they're like, oh, my leg feels kind of weird. And now they can't walk and they're in a wheelchair. Guess what triggers ALS? Stress.
Wow.
Stress. So I met this guy that I was with earlier today that I was actor, dancer, a year older than me. Motherfucker even looks like me. Wakes up one morning, oh, my leg feels weird. Now he's in a wheelchair. And, for a whole week, we were in this retreat, and I was helping him in and out of the wheelchair and all this stuff. And, we engaged in conversations about, and I've interviewed these people, and they can all pinpoint something emotional that triggered it, that was going on for a long time until finally the body said, you know what, we're done. Now, I've asked this guy, what do you think happened? And he said, I know what happened. Every time I had an issue, I would tell everybody about it.
Bruh!
So
God, are y'all listening?
So listen to this.
Are y'all listening?
So listen to this. So when you tell people about your issues, now you're creating networks of conversations about it. So I could have an issue with my girlfriend, but then I tell my best friend, I tell my mom, I tell my cousin, and guess what? Then I fix it. But I'm not done, boy.
Right.
Now
You
I gotta
gotta
go
fix it with everybody else.
With everybody.
You
Right.
And not only that, so the scab that was forming is now getting picked on, and the brain doesn't know the difference between a trauma in the past and me retelling the story.
Wow.
So imagine now I'm retelling the story over and over and over again. Not only that, but like look at relationships, bro. You have a friend, the girlfriend does something, and he tells you this fucking bitch, and all of a sudden they're friends again, and then he wants to bring her out, and you're like, you know what, I don't want to hang out with her, and then like, no, we're cool. But it's like, so we're constantly like assassinating people's characters so innocently without even thinking about it.
This is deep, brother.
Without even thinking about it. And not only that, we're assassinating our own characters, because if you're that motherfucker that's always bitching about your life, then we're known for that. And then we get mad at that one because they're talking trash about us, but we gave them all the ammunition.
Yes.
Jorge, let's go, man. I love this, man.
This is
drop mic drop, bro.
Reverend Jorge. Reverend.
I want to do this practical. So let's go around the room. Practical,
it's a very
everybody.
soft mic.
I want to do a practical problem that everybody is having in the room. Okay, every single one of us in the room. Just something quick, a practical issue that you're going on right now. And Jorge, I want you to tell how the shut the fuck up method would help with that problem. Okay? So Shay, let's go to you. You're saying you're living in an undesirable area. I'm not gonna say what you just said, Shay. I ain't gonna say what you just said.
She's like, oh, my wine came in a Pepsi bottle, so I'm gonna talk about it.
Exactly.
You live
I live down the street in Skid Row.
Okay.
You know,
You live in an apartment in Skid Row.
I live in an apartment.
Okay.
It was mad cheap, you know.
And there's gnats and then bugs and stuff.
I'm like, where the fuck are these gnats coming from? It's probably coming from the drain. It could be way worse. My neighbor is definitely smoking crack or meth or both.
All right.
What did Melanie say?
So
crack
here we
meth.
go.
Crack meth.
I am
Okay,
so happy to be here.
So here we go.
I'll tell you right
So here we
now.
go. So Jorge, you're a thought leader. You're a professional. Your client comes in and says, "Hey, I'm in freaking Skid Row. My freaking neighbor's smoking crack." Da-da-da. Shut the f up. What do you say from this? What do you say?
Shay, well, the first thing that I want to share with you is I've been doing this method for a while, and I gotta. This is the first thing I want to say. My pleasure in life now, more than ever, doesn't come from me getting what I want, but from seeing who I am when I don't get what I want. When I get to pat myself in the back and be like, I didn't kill anybody.
Hey.
Or I also get to think, you know what? I might have this gnat issue, or I might have a neighbor that's doing this, but still millions of people would kill to be in my situation. Okay? It's the gratitude. And here's the only thing that I would give you as an advice, and I'm telling you, it'll switch because the brain is just looking for patterns. And you have your patterns genetically and environmentally, however you were born and raised. Like I have mine, like you have yours, like you have yours, like you have yours. But the more that you retrain the brain to start looking for things to be grateful for, it starts to multiply. It's called the reticular activating system. It's almost like you want to buy a white Mercedes, and all of a sudden you start seeing white Mercedes everywhere.
Right.
They were always there, but the brain now scans for them. So if you're the kind of person that wakes up every morning and goes, you know what? I can breathe without any pain. Like the guy that I was with today. Yeah. Bro, I don't give a fuck how much money's in your bank. You can do this. You can get up when you want.
You're right.
You're thriving.
And I work in a
You're
hospital,
thriving.
and I've just seen an ICU
and you see
patient who's
it.
dying.
So if you wake up every morning and you want to do this right when you wake up because your brain is in theta, which means you're in your most receptive state. You're like a sponge. That's when you sit, you grab that notebook and you write, I can breathe without any pain. I have a bed. I have a roof over my head, and I have food in the fridge, you're done. Your brain's gonna start, guess what's gonna happen? Motherfucker's gonna start smoking less crack.
Okay.
He's gonna move out.
Shay, you heard it here first.
All right, he been there 10 years.
And the gnats are mysteriously gonna die.
Okay, mic drop.
Theta, and what's the brain artic theta?
So what you wanna do, keep it simple, GAF. Gratitude, affirmation, and visualization. Every morning, 3 things to be grateful for, 3 things that you want to affirm about yourself. I'm blessed, I'm compassionate, I'm lucky, and just 3 things that you're working on that you're excited about. It could be a vacation, it could be, and just like start visualizing on the life that you want. A gnat-free kitchen, whatever.
Jorge, Oprah could never. Thank you.
You know.
Okay, come on. One for Jorge Perez, man. Come on, here we go. No, I'm serious. We got to keep this thing going. Mel, you next. Give me one. Mel's off camera right now, but Mel, if you want to. No. Jorge, you keep your mic.
They'll hear me.
Okay. Mel, you can either come on the camera with Shay, or you can just, but we want one practice. Yeah, actually, I want you to sit by Jorge, okay? I want to put this to Mel. I want to put this method, because this is, come on, man. We New York Times bestsellers over here, brother. All right. So, Mel, one practical thing that's going on in your life right now that you don't really have a solution for yet.
So I heard you share that both your parents died of cancer, like subsequently, like shortly thereafter. My mother is suffering from stage 4 lung cancer. It's been 2 years since the diagnosis. I've been flying home. Like I've flown home 7 times to Chicago since May. I actually quit my job in 2022 to take care of her. So I took care of her from like August to December of 2022. Got her through her second round. Well, actually, through her first round of chemo. She's since done one more round and then radiation. Now she's on like maintenance chemo. But to see her deterioration, her losing her hair, her wasting away, losing a lot of weight, and just, you know, like, it's lung cancer. She smoked for 40 years, but it's still sad to see her go through this. And the fact that she was in prison for 10 years, so from the time I was 7 to 17, it's like she's fighting to hold on. She's 69. She really wants to make it to 70 in January. And, like, I feel bad because she moved in with my sister because she can't, like, it's hard for her to walk. She's on oxygen, you know, so that whole I can breathe, I mean, that hit home. But it's just like, you've been through this, you're on the other side of it. So how do you let go of a parent that really wasn't even there for you?
Oh my God.
Right.
Wait, how do you let go of a parent that wasn't there for you?
Right.
Okay.
Because I already grieve. I mean, like, because, like, I'll never have the mom. She'll never be the mom that I wanted her to be because she wasn't there.
Okay, let Jorge do his magic. So, Jorge, did you take all that in?
Yeah, I took it all in. This is what I. No. It's super powerful. First of all, and also, what I would say is the following: life. I don't think we should hide from life. We need to be present in our life, right? And even though we are the observers, and in the quantum field we observe something, we call it out, like she's a bitch, life sucks, or whatever. It's all about an empowering context, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. So I volunteer at Hollywood Food Coalition. We feed the homeless, right? And like once a week or twice a month, I go. I mean, twice a month I'll go, and here's I can do something two different ways. I can help and feed the homeless and be like, oh my God, this is the worst thing that could be happening. This is horrible. Newsom sucks. LA's not taking care of their people. Or I can, and if, by the way, and if I do it that way, I'm doing a disservice to them and to me, because I'm the one that's feeling like shit and I'm feeling horrible and like this is disgusting and whatever. But if I'm looking at them and I'm choosing my narrative, meaning I'm saying, you know what? They're doing their best. And they don't have the toolbox that I have. And for all I know, those motherfuckers could be ready to hit nirvana. And here I am still worried about cars and boats and bullshit. And not only that, a homeless person actually gives me the opportunity to show up with my greatest self, to be of service. Because guess what? If somebody comes into this room right now and they ask the five of us, would you rather be someone that helps or someone that's being helped? I can guarantee you that all of us would say that helps, right? But guess what? If we all want to help, then none of us get to do that thing that we want to do, which is to help. So in a way, so the homeless person is providing me the space to be the greatest thing that I could be.
But you're saying
someone that helps.
By letting you serve him, he is, I see.
Allowing me to be who I am. Now, how this partakes to your mom's situation is like, what is the narrative that you can look at her? Listen, your mom, she's not that body. She's a spiritual being, like all of us. She's having that experience for her own evolution. And it's beautiful, and it's grace, and it's temporary. And all you have to do is just be there for her in whatever capacity that you can, and know that she's going through her circle, and just take care of her as much as you can. No one's saying you need to drop your job and do all that. And you know what? Everybody's doing the best they could. And maybe the fact that she didn't raise you is what allowed you to become so great and become a lawyer and do all these things.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I got to stop you right there. Now, that's an amazing concept. Maybe the fact that she wasn't in your life, Mel, you're greater. No. Is that possible?
No, absolutely. Because I had to, because I didn't have either parent. I didn't have her or my dad. I was raising my grandmother. So it's like, I was just getting out the mud. Like I was on that ass. Yeah.
Bro, that is a fire concept.
No, I mean, I've thought about that because like I don't know who I would be if she had raised me.
That's
you might just be a regular 9-to-5er, no sense of humor.
Gosh, that's facts, Melanie.
Whoa!
Yeah, I don't know who I would have been.
No P. Diddy knowledge.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So your mom, the greatest thing she could have done for you was to stay away.
What?
The stars were aligned.
Oh, y'all was not even getting this,
And
man.
you know what?
That's fire, brother.
And I hear you, because my mom and my dad also. I was raised by my grandparents since I turned 12, and my parents, they stayed in Venezuela. I moved to the U.S. from Venezuela, and I moved with my grandparents, and my parents separated, I think, when I was 14 officially. And when people would ask me, how do you feel by being raised by divorced parents? I'm like, no. I had my parents marry when I needed them because my grandparents became my parents. So they essentially, they gave me the love and the freedom, and they gave me the wings to be like, we're not the ones for you. Your grandparents are.
Shout out to the fucking granny raised. We all
Right.
granny raised.
So that's why you have to be intentional about how you're gonna look at that situation. Because here's the thing, it's like life. This is life. You walk into a room, you look to the left, and it's a fucking mess, right? Like the bed's unmade, there's shit everywhere, underwear on the ceiling fan, the whole thing. You look to the right, and it's pristine and clean and ordained, and it smells good. You know what life is? You gotta just fucking pivot to that clean side and focus on it until it gets so big that this thing just disappears. 'Cause that's
Beautiful.
what happens in life. When we stop talking about our problems, you cut the oxygen out of it, you suck it out, and they disappear.
Yo, come on, talk that is, boy.
Come on, that's a word.
All right, Mel, did you get that, Mel? You receive it?
I receive it.
Guys, another one for Jorge. 2 for 2, guys.
I'm going to shut the fuck up.
2 for 2.
Many healing blessings to Melanie's mom.
All right.
Yeah.
Last one, Jorge. We got last one, then we got to close up. Jorge.
What about you? This is your turn.
Jorge, this is my turn, brother.
Mr. Ball Squeeze.
Jorge, here we go. I bit a man in the face. Okay.
Fuck that guy.
And now I'm facing some legal ramifications. Now, I'm be honest with you, Jorge. I was already doing. Jorge, can I just tell you something? Because I'm not completely out of the woods, but I'll just tell you what I've done already. Because Jet, my good buddy Jet, giving me all the Jew advice, man. Giving me all the lawyer advice you could, and it was great advice. But I was stressed out just thinking about it. My blood pressure was through the roof. They did the blood pressure like 170 at one point. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go to jail for like 5 years. So just giving me all this shit, I couldn't process it. I couldn't. Instead, I just visualized them saying, okay, charges are dropped. That's all I just kept on doing that. Visualize charges are dropped. I kept on doing that for like maybe one day straight. All right, maybe it was Monday. The latest I've talked to the detectives is that this case is not that strong. This is what he said, okay? So I'm not completely out of the woods yet, but that's what I've got so far. So here we go. So there we go. All right, so just take it. I bit a man in the face. I'm receiving some legal ramifications. Just straight out of the shut the F up method, what would you advise me to do based on my situation?
Okay, so the shut the fuck up commandment number 2 is when you have an issue, right? Tell one person or your therapist, and that's it.
Oh.
Now, here's the thing.
This is crazy.
It's okay if you tell 1 or 2 or 3 people. But the problem is when you go to the Uber driver, he's like, what's up, man? Like, I bit a man in the face. Oh, fucking shit, no way. You go to your friend's fancy building.
Jorge knows our lives.
And the receptionist guy is like, what's your name? You're like, JC.
I
How's
bit
it
a
going?
man.
I don't know, man. I bit a man in the face. It's
know our lives. Yeah,
Wednesday
definitely
night
a
and you're
comic.
getting a happy ending. And she's like, what's up, baby? You're a little stressed. You're like, I bit a man in the face. So shut the fuck up. You're literally on a YouTube channel letting people know.
Hold on, wait a minute. Tell me, wait, Jorge.
Wait, no, I'm not done.
Go ahead, Jorge.
I'm not done. After tonight, you will not tell one more person that you bit a man. It's done. You've told enough people you're done. And let this suck the oxygen out of this thing. Focus that you're going to be fine and let this thing go.
All right,
That's it.
This is good. Hold on. Jorge, what if you're a content creator and you have a penchant for making content out of anything and everything?
Can you
But
tell
then
people?
fucking pick content that you want more in your life of, not talking about a fucking biting a man in the face. Like, that's it. Talk about shit that you want. That's the thing, guys. We got to talk about the things that we want. So then that starts to multiply. Don't talk about the things that you don't want.
This is
it's not that hard.
Guys, I'm going to give him a 3 for 3. What do we say? 3 for 3, Jorge Perez, man?
Thank
Guys,
President.
love this. You can purchase the Shut the Fuck Up method where, Jorge? Tell
Amazon. It'll take you 5 seconds, and it's been number 1 for the last 2 months, on and off, for new releases and stress. And,
Come on, man.
It's been really
for
good.
that, man. Amazing stuff, man.
Thank you, brother.
Jorge, you got audiobooks? You know-
Yeah, my audiobook. It's me. It's my
It's
voice.
you?
That's
yeah,
cool,
so you can hear
Venezuelan
my
ass
voice.
accent.
Yeah.
Hey.
You're getting the
Even
whole
Trump
thing.
supporters listen to it, too?
Everybody, I love it all. Everyone, dude. Everyone gets a pass.
Fucking right.
Everyone.
I'm just saying you're very... What kind of Latino are you?
In what way?
What's your...
Well, my mom's... I was born in Venezuela. My mom's Peruvian. My dad is Italian Cuban.
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Yeah, so
I love
That's
Venezuelans,
so cool.
man. You guys got a lot of passion.
God,
you
that's
know.
so much good food.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good food. Great food, yeah.
Jorge, I knew I liked you, brother, and I'm so glad you didn't say Puerto Rican.
What? The DR and the PR go
Jorge,
hard.
where can people find you? Where can they tap in with you? What you got coming up, man?
Yeah, no, I'm really big on Instagram is my main one, at Jorge Perez Jr. Jr. TikTok at Jorge Perez STFU. My YouTube channel also Jorge Perez, and yeah, I'm doing a lot of events for my books, mainly at the Soho House, but on my website stfumethod.com, I have everything listed of what's coming up, retreats and different events.
Awesome.
So check it
Repeat
out.
that website one more time so that people can go there.
My website is stfumethod.com.
And we've got merch as well, guys. You see the shirt, man? I'm wearing this at the gym.
There you go. Yeah, and people love it, man. So many people, they buy the book after they see that, and like I said, I know the title is provocative, but it's actually it's a really powerful book that holds space for everyone and invites you to be your greatest self. And if you don't want it, that's good too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, bro, we know a thing about that here. Blame the Victim podcast, okay?
Yeah.
But the truth is, we want to help people as well. You know,
Yeah.
and yeah, we use a little provocative because, man, we live in a provocative environment, man. And people are very turned off by boring people. I mean, you got to be entertaining today, you know?
Yeah.
But you have a provocative book that's got some really helpful stuff in it. So thank you so much for coming by, brother. We appreciate it.
Thank
applause
you,
for
man.
Jorge,
Thank you,
man.
guys. You guys are awesome.
Shay, my beautiful Shay, where can the people find you? Tap in what you got coming up the club, baby.
You can find me on Instagram at SHA_LENOIR, Shay Lenoir. Hopefully I'll be at the mix next week. Shout out Patty.
Yeah, the mix.
next
We like the mix in
Wednesday.
Pasadena.
Yes, Pasadena. Last week I did the improv. Shout out
Heard
Lauren
you
Michaels.
killed it.
Oh my gosh, this shit was fire. Check out Lauren Michaels for Ego Deaths. It's comedy, music, hybrid, fire. Yeah, that's where you can catch me.
Proud of you, baby.
Instagram.
Keep it going.
I'm so
guys,
thankful
this has
for
been
you guys.
another amazing, amazing episode of the Blame the Victim podcast. If you or a friend or a loved one is having a problem, write into us at blamethevictimpod@gmail.com and we will tell you how it's your fault. I've been JC Best. Please, every single Wednesday, 8 p.m. Cali time, we're live streaming on Blame the Victim. We'll be back next week. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Shout out Melanie. Shout out Jorge. This
Peace.
shit was fire.
Peace. Shout out to Mel. Big Mel in the house. And shout out to our hosts, guys, our co-producers, multi-musicians, LA.
Yeah, shout out.
We'll be
Chad.
back next week, guys. Take care.
Gang, gang.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere.
My first question is,